What is up, YouTube? And today we're going to be looking at the new limited unit coming, Blooming LIDICA. And this is her animation. As you guys can see, it looks pretty amazing. And personally, I'm a big fan. And you guys are going to see from her her sprite, her animation, she looks a bit lewd. I think people are terming her Ludica, or coining her name as Ludica. So yeah, kind of a fan, not gonna lie. I'm not really a fan of this like ecchi kind of stuff, but if it's LIDICA, then just maybe. But anyways, I'm not gonna talk about her lore. Let's actually look at her stats very quick. So first, she is a Capricorn thief of the earth element, so she is a thief, which is kind of weird because earth thief, the last one we had was limited Lilius, right? Midnight Gall Lilius, who was the, I don't know if she was the last limited, but one of the last limiteds before Biblis. So pretty weird that they're releasing another one, but maybe it'll make sense with her kit. But yeah, you can see she is pretty tanky for a thief. She's very fast, she has effectiveness, which means she'll definitely be like a tanky bruiser debuffer. She also has a imprint concentration of health, so it's definitely going to mean that she is going to be in just a tanky unit that doesn't really need that much attack or crit damage. And looking at Blooming LIDICA's S2 Seductive Scent, it is going to be a passive that will actually increase her speed proportional to the number of debuffs inflicted on all allies up to 70%. That's insane. If you're running a debuff team, you're just going to be lapping over and over. And there's also a secondary effect. Like without the secondary effect, this skill would still be super powerful, but you can see the secondary effect is after an ally except for the caster attacks, when the target has a debuff, any debuff, you'll activate Thorn Vine. This can only activate once every 3 turns. It's basically an AoE attack that decreases buff durations by 1 turn and inflicts unable to be buffed for 2 turns, and this will also scale with her max HP. So you're going to see here like her damage will scale with her HP. So it's actually going to be like a very tanky thief unit, which is going to be insane, that has a lot of effectiveness and wants to be fast. So all you really need right now is speed, health, and effectiveness it looks like. And this skill, like I said, it looks crazy because you'll be lapping the opponent over and over, decreasing buff durations, very annoying, and unable to be buffed, one of the best debuffs in the game. I don't think her damage is going to be that great because usually units that don't want crit chance or crit damage and they scale with max HP don't do a lot. As you guys saw there, she did like very little damage, right? Wow, can I get the freeze frame, please? So we'll do it here. Yeah, you're gonna see 800 damage to Landy, 550 to someone else. This is without the escort. So this S2 ability doesn't do a lot of damage. It's mostly gonna be for the debuffs in the strip and basically the passive. Next, we have our S3. It is a single target attack that gives everyone skill nully. You're also going to see when the caster speed is greater than the target speed, you'll penetrate defense up to 100%. So this is reminding me of Hwayoung, but hopefully it's not that bad. You're going to see that this damage scales with her max HP and cannot trigger a critical hit. And this is the skill with the insane animation. So basically, you're going to see here, single target attack. It's on Landy here. Let's see how much damage it actually does. And it's going to do about 13k through escort. That is actually insane. Without the escort, that would have one-shot the Landy. That's actually crazy. And I guess that she is a very good counter to Landy because Landy is usually at base speed. Abyssal Euphine is pretty low speed as well. So against slow units, she's going to be doing a crazy amount of damage. That looks pretty insane to me. Next, we have her S1. Twirling Thorns, single target attack, also scales with your max HP. This can actually crit, the same with her S2, but I still don't think you'll be building her on crit because you want to just bank all your damage on your S3 and you want to be fast enough and have effectiveness. And you'll see 4k damage against defense broken target, and with the stun, it looks pretty strong. You can actually soul burn it for 100%. So let's actually look at her artifacts. So it's a thief artifact. It'll be flat, effective increase, and after an extra attack, you will see her push the enemy by up to 20%. This can only activate once every 3 turns. That seems fucking crazy on her. So if we actually look at her S2, you guys can see Thorn Vine, right? Once every 3 turns as well. So it's a very good synergy with her artifacts. Same cooldown. You're going to strip buff durations. You're going to put unbuffable and see her push them back by 20%. That sounds insane. I think this artifact will be her best by far. I always say that, it ends up not being, but like looking at her artifact, it looks so good on her and just any future thief that will have an extra attack. So this one is definitely a must-have on her. Overall, I think she's a pretty good unit. Especially because not only does this S3 do a ton of damage, guys, you have that skill nullifier, which is insane. AoE skill nully is so powerful, as we see with like Moon Bunny Dominion here, and she's so waifu. I think she's going to be pretty good in the meta. She's going to be good against Landy. because we don't have enough counters to her yet, haha. And she seems like she's very good with debuff heavy teams because of her S2, and she can also control the enemy with her stun on her S1 as well. So I think she'll be very good in this current meta. There's a lot of debuffers right now. We have like Death Dealer Ray, we have like Angel of Light, obviously. She's going to be good with Conqueror Vilius, anything with a stun. So basically there's a lot of units you can use her with, and she looks like she's going to be a good counter into units such as ML Landy, and also into like ML Ken. So if you're struggling versus ML Ken and your Savior Aiden gets banned, or she dies in like your Guild Wars, you can always run Blooming LIDICA, and she'll definitely be able to one-shot that ML Ken as well. So pretty cool unit. I think she's going to be a must-pull. She'll be available from the 28th. I think her and her artifact are very good. Of course, you guys can wait till after people test her out to see if she's good or not, but why would you do that? She looks so amazing. I'm a big fan, if you guys couldn't tell. I'm literally salivating. Just kidding. But yeah, I think she's going to be a great unit. She'll be very fun to use, and I will definitely be pulling for her. Another big thing that's happening is BYBLIS is getting a hotfix buff, and the buffs are pretty huge. I apologize for like the small text. It's not me, it's Smilegate. I don't know what the hell is going on with their like website coding, but some of the pages it's like super small, so it's like really annoying. But I'll just read it to you guys in case you can't see. Basically, if you guys know what her skills do, her S2 and S3 are getting changed. Her S3 is an AoE attack that will decrease buff durations by 1 turn and hit chance for 2 turns. And now it'll also remove 10 souls. Pretty cool. I think removing souls is super strong in this game because soul burns are just super broken. So it's a very nice buff on her S3. But the biggest buff is going to be in her S2. So before, what would happen is every time you activated your extra attack, which could only be activated once per turn when an ally gets countered, you will also see her push yourself by 20%. But now it's not once per turn. No matter how many counters you receive before you take your next turn, you'll just keep lapping and getting your CR. And also you're going to see that extra attack, I'm warning you, it is going to be super buffed now. Instead of decreasing buff durations by only 1 turn, it's 2 turns, which is extremely powerful against ML Landy teams because ML Landy's critical hit resistance buff at the start of battle is 2 turns. And instead of 50% of defense break, you have 60%. And also, you are going to be healing the health of all your allies on this counterattack. So it's not like Rwana where you're healing on every single counterattack, but it's going to be every time you activate your I'm warning you counterattack, extra attack, whatever it is, you'll be recovering your HP of your allies. So that's like once per BYBLIS' turn. But still very nice because the heal will scale with her max HP. It's probably going to have the same ratios as Rwana, meaning that it's going to be a pretty fat heal. So against counter teams, if you bring BYBLIS and Rwana, it's like pretty hard to lose because you have so much healing. And also she's going to be very good against Navy Captain Landy now because she can strip that critical hit resistance buff. A 2-turn buff duration decrease is insane, by the way. Like, it's super strong. And also she has a higher chance to that defense break, which is going to be very nice. I think this is going to be a huge buff to her. I think right now she's pretty mid. She's not that great. But I think after these buffs, I don't know if she'll be super broken, but I think she'll still be a pretty niche unit against counterattack units. But against counterattack units, she'll definitely be pretty powerful, I'd say now, as compared to before. So I'm pretty excited for these changes as well. Let me know in the comments down below what you are most excited for this patch. And also, is anyone with me and I'm pulling for LIDICA no matter what? I think I might pull for like SSS copies over here. That's how dedicated I am. I think she's going to be a great unit, and I'll definitely be testing her out and showing you guys on my channel. So make sure you guys keep your eyes out for that. I'll see you guys next video. Peace.